What's up, you guys? It's Cassidy. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a really fun video because CoverGirl has completely came out of the woodworks and released a bunch of new products. I think they have over 100 new products, like brand new products, brand new packaging, everything. I kind of feel like they went through like a mini rebranding little situation. I went to CoverGirl's event here in New York last week and they gave a gift bag of all gift bags. Like, they included so many products in that gift bag. So when I got home, I was like, dang, this bag is heavy. And I opened it up and I realized that there was just so much stuff that I wanted to review because there were so many new products, and I was like, hello, new products, everyone needs to know about this. Before we get into this brand new CoverGirl first impression type of video, please don't forget to subscribe. Go right down below and subscribe to my channel, and also like this video while you're there because it helps me out a lot. And if you like me, if you want to watch me, then do that, okay? So now that you're done with your chores down below, we can get into this CoverGirl new product first impressions video. Alright, CoverGirl, let's see what you got. So I'm first going to start with my eyes, and I'm using the Lid Lockup Eyeshadow Primer. So it comes in packaging like this with a little doe foot applicator. I'm going to go ahead and dot that all over my lid, and then I'll blend it out with my finger. Feels kind of nice. It feels very more oily. It feels like kind of moisturizing in a way. Oh, it is drying down though. So that's nice. When I first put it on my lid, it felt creamy. And then as I kind of move it around, I can feel it drying down into a little bit more of like a tacky formula. But wow, it's like really dry. Let's see how eyeshadow applies on top of it. So I'm going in with this CoverGirl palette. This is the True Naked Smoky palette, and it has some pretty nice colors here. It's like a very cool tone, bluish kind of palette. I'm definitely gonna go for like a more smoky eye because that's just the kind of vibes that I'm getting here. From what I see here is there's not really a transition color, so I'm just going to go for my transition then with a bronzer. I'm using Benefit's Hoola bronzer, and I'm just going to throw that all over my crease with like a fluffy blending brush just to have some kind of base down for the transition because there are really dark colors in that palette, and I don't want to go like straight into the smoky eye because usually that doesn't go too well for me. Alright, so we got a little bit of a transition going on here. I'm now going to go into the palette. Most of these are shimmery. I think only these two are matte, and they don't even look like fully matte. They look like they have more of a satin finish. I'm going to go in with this light blue one here on like a flat shader brush. This is in E55 by Sigma. And then I am just going to tap that on the outer corner. I'm going to try to build like a cat eye shape. I usually don't put shimmers in my crease, but it seems like that's all we have to work with today, so that's just what I'm going to go for. Hopefully it turns out okay. This is a beautiful color. I really, really like this shadow. Then I'm going to blend out the edges. And I do kind of just want this as like a background color. I don't want it to be too pigmented because I want to go in with a darker shade on that outer corner. Seems really nice. These shades feel super silky. I really, really like how they feel. So I'm now going to take a pencil brush and this dark navy blue color. I used this color before, and now I'm just going to darken up that outer corner with this navy blue. There's a ton of fallout on these. I'm glad I didn't do my face makeup first. So I'm just going to go right over that. Oh, that's really pigmented. Kind of just forming that V shape on this outer corner here, and then do the same thing, just lightly blend out the edges of that. When I'm blending out, I'm kind of like barely touching it. I'm just really like pushing the colors into each other. Now I'm going to deepen it up even more. I just want to see how this black shade kind of shows up on my eye. I want to see if it's as pigmented as this one was. So I'm grabbing that. These are like very powdery. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I don't know. For drugstore, I feel like that's really pigmented for a drugstore shadow. Usually drugstore black shadows like don't show up at all. They show up as like a light gray. So I'm so far really impressed with this. And then again, super lightly, just blending that into the crease. So now I'm taking a flat shader brush and I'm picking up this beautiful gray color right here. This one looks like there's some glitter in it, but it looks really pretty in person, really shimmery. This is with no spray or anything. I like that. So pretty. And it feels super creamy, which is so nice. Okay, so I'm gonna take some wipies and clean this up because I know y'all are like, girl, you look like a hot mess. I'm just gonna clean up under there. So my under eye is cleaned up. I'm just gonna go in and make sure everything stays blended out just how I want it. So now that my under eye is cleaned up, I'm just grabbing that same black eyeshadow and I'm just trying to make that outer corner a little bit more pigmented again, because blending that out can kind of like take away some of that intensity. So I think it's this eyeshadow primer, but something about this is not letting me blend out the shadows the way I really want to. I know it's definitely not the shadows because I can just tell from the way that they feel, but it's almost like the shadows are sticking way too much to the primer and then it's just like holding in one spot. Because this primer, I don't know, like around here, it's just like patching up in these corners. Then I'm gonna take this crystal white shadow here. This is like super shimmery, looks like a really pretty shadow. And I'm gonna put that on the very inner part of my lid and my tear duct. I'm gonna just move on to the face makeup. So I don't think CoverGirl has a new foundation with this line, so I went ahead and put my everyday foundation on just to have that base down. Now I'm gonna go in with these concealers. So these are the Vitalist Healthy Concealers, and I'm pretty sure I am in the shade Light Pale because I am pale AF. I love this packaging, super chic packaging, just black and white, very simple, very cute. So you pop this open and you have the little brush tip, which I actually really like. And then you gotta push this up here. I can still see there's a little gap in between, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep on twisting. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's go ahead, brush this right under my eyes and all of the parts of my face where I want it to be highlighted. I'm gonna just blend that out with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. Now the true test, the under eye. Okay. That looks really nice. That looks pretty nice. It definitely has like that brightening effect. I would say it's medium coverage, medium to full coverage. I think if I went in with another layer, it would probably help with the coverage, but so far the coverage is actually really nice. I feel like it brightened me up and for the most part covered my under eyes. But I am going to go in with a second layer just because I want a even more full coverage look. So I'm just going to put a little bit more, you know, like, is this going to be my everyday concealer or is it going to be like a full glam type of concealer? We shall see. Okay, so from what I can see, the concealer now, it's definitely medium to full coverage. It has a pretty luminous finish. Like right now, it looks not shiny, but it's definitely a more dewy finish than a more matte finish. And I really like the coverage. It would just kind of be like a time will tell sort of thing. So in the gift bag, they also gave me 3 powders. Again, these are the Vitalist Healthy Powders. So I'm just gonna use the lightest one, Classic Ivory. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with this. Again, I love this new packaging that they have. Go ahead all over my face. Wow, that looks really nice. I actually really like the way this made my skin look. From what I can see right now, it looks like it smoothed out my pores. I don't know if that's just me being crazy, but this actually looks super pretty. Okay, so the concealer is like a for me, but this powder, I feel like it made my skin look really, really pretty. it just like kind of smoothed everything out. They also gave a ton of this Vitalist Healthy Glow highlighters. These are illuminators, and they come in this little pot, and ooh, it's a really moussey formula. That feels super nice. It's like a mousse formula. It doesn't feel like it would be drying at all. And that looks really pretty. So they have these by numbers. The one that I just swatched is number 3, and the one that I'm going to swatch right now is number 2, and it's more of like a silvery tone. Okay, so in the gift bag there wasn't a bronzer or a blush, so I just went ahead off of camera real quick again and put those 2 things on. Now we can go in and try those cream highlights that I just swatched. And I'm going to use the number 2 highlight that comes in this little pot. I really like the feel of this, but I don't love the packaging, how I have to like dig my finger in there. But since that's the only thing that can fit in there, I'm gonna use my finger to apply this, and I'm just gonna put it right on the high points of my cheekbones. Ooh. Wow. Do you guys see how easy that just blended into my skin? I literally just went like 3 times and it just blended in. Wow, I'm like really shook by this right now. I love it. Oh my gosh. I didn't think I would like it this much. I thought it was going to be way harder to blend in, but the mousse formula almost is like a perfect in-between between like a liquid and a powder. It doesn't chunk up onto the powders that are already on my face. It kind of just like blends into them really easily. I'm shook, y'all. I really like this. Oh my god, CoverGirl really did their thing. Okay, so far, this is my favorite product of the entire collection. Okay, now I'm gonna fill in my brows. I am using their Easy Breezy Brow Micro Fine and Define pencil crayon. This is in the shade Soft Brown. There's a spoolie on one end, which looks really nice, and then it's just a super thin pencil on the other end. I always brush my brows out, and I start at the end. I like the thin little strokes that they're making. I usually love to do that because it helps me create a more natural brow. Ooh, this is really nice. That went on really nicely. I didn't have to tug too much on my brows, and it wasn't too creamy as well. It's kind of like the perfect formula, like kind of dry but not too waxy, not too dry, and not too creamy either. I think I found my new favorite drugstore brow product. Super impressed with this brow product. I think this is going to become a staple very quickly in my makeup collection. I'm going to work on the details of my eyes, and I'm using the CoverGirl Get In Line Liquid Liner. So it's a felt tip liner, which I like. Okay, so it did the job. It definitely got a nice wing on there, but it's definitely not like my favorite liquid liner. The felt tip was a little bit too flimsy for me, and I found myself having to like dip back into the eyeliner a little bit too much. So it definitely got a nice black wing on there, but it's just not like my favorite application. And now for the new CoverGirl mascara. This is their Peacock Flare Mascara. Really pretty packaging. I love this teal color. Alright, so we've got one of those like plasticky kind of wands, which are not exactly my favorite, but I'm not going to judge a book by its cover. Girl. Get it? Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so I kind of have the same feelings about the eyeliner and this mascara. It's kind of just like, okay. Like it does the job, but it's not like, oh, wow, I love this. I'm going to take a little bit of this matte gray shadow, and I'm just going to run that under my lower lash line to create a little bit of definition under there. So I quickly went off camera and just added some lashes. I used House of Lashes Serene Light. Now let's get into lips. You guys are not going to believe this. The gift bag that CoverGirl gave at that event literally had, I can't even show you all of the lippies that it had in it. It had like the full range of almost every new lipstick that they've come out with. I was blown away. Once I took all of this out of the bag, I was like, Okay, so I decided to try 2 of them out. I mean, since my eyes are pretty dramatic, I wanted to stick to something more neutral, of course. I'm going in with the Melting Pout Matte Lipstick, and this is in the shade Champagne Showers. Okay, so this is a really, really pretty color. I like this a lot. It's my kind of nude. It feels really nice. So far, so good. But I am going to throw on a gloss just because I wanted to try more than one lip shade. This is the Katy Perry by CoverGirl lip gloss in the shade Cantaloupe. I love this packaging. Like, the cap is a kitty. It's so cute. So from what I can see outside of the bottle, this is a nude gloss with some shimmers in it. I actually really do love this lip shade right here. I was about to close out the video and I almost completely forgot that CoverGirl actually came out with a new setting spray. This is their Look Lock Up All Day Setting Mist. Let's check out this spray so far. Oh, I don't know. Oh no, it's not bad. Okay. This smells really good, so we'll see if it makes my makeup last longer. Okay, you guys, so that is it for this completed CoverGirl look. I quickly want to run through my favorites and my not so favorites of the whole look, okay? So I have to start out with these little pot highlights. This thing is blinking right now. Like, I am shook at how good these are. They blended so well, even on top of powder, which I was like, I loved it. It was really easy to use. This palette, I really enjoyed this palette. I loved it. I can't wait to use it with a different eyeshadow primer because that one, well, we'll get into it when I talk about my disappointments. But this palette, amazing, super pigmented, very shimmery. I was really impressed and surprised with this palette because usually drugstore palettes are like not all the rage, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely cannot forget this brow product. I think the highlighter and the brow product were the ones that I was like mostly shocked and impressed with. I loved how this pencil did my brows. It made it super easy. I'm gonna be using it like crazy. I already know it. Now getting into the products that just didn't really do it for me. The eyeshadow primer. For some reason, this just made my blending process so much more difficult and it just did not work for me. And the last 2 things that I didn't like were the eyeliner and the mascara. The mascara, it's just not my type of mascara. If you like lengthening mascaras, then this one will be good for you. I just like ones that focus more on adding volume to my lashes. And then the eyeliner, like, it did the job, but it wasn't all that like amazing. I didn't really like how the felt tip moved around. So those are my only disappointments, and I tried out a lot of stuff today. So I have to say overall, I'm really impressed with CoverGirl's new products. They really did come out with stuff that was like great quality. I love the new style of the packaging. I just love what they're doing. I love what they're doing right now with all the new products and all the new influencers and people that they're working with. It seems really positive and great. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this first impressions of CoverGirl's brand new products. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because you know how much it means to me from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!